And are you recording to Zoom?
Also, I'll push record and wait. It says setting up your meeting, redirecting to YouTube. Okay, so now that's working. Okay, hey everyone.
And are you recording to Zoom?
Yeah. Okay. We are here. There we go. All right, we are here in the master class, just waiting for a few people to come in. Okay. And we're getting a bunch of feedback on my phone, so let me turn that off. I'm Jen Foster, and we are live on YouTube. We're going to be letting a bunch of people into our master class today and teaching you how to do a book launch, how to launch your book on Amazon and get great results.
Hi, everyone. If you're logging into the Zoom, go ahead and put your name and where you're from in the chat.
We're so glad you're here today. We have some great information for you. We're just waiting for more people to join, and then we're going to get started here in about 3 minutes or so, 3 to 5 minutes. Great.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. We're going to get started in just a minute here. Go ahead and put your name and where you're from in the chat. We'd love to see where you're from as we're letting people in, and then we'll get started.
Welcome, Gary and Dr. Sabrina. Welcome, Melanie and Carlissa.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Joe. Welcome to Keisha. I hope I said that right. And we're coming from all over today. Jasper, Georgia, welcome. I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah today. Welcome, Melanie. Lily is in Salt Lake City, Utah as well. She's going to be co-hosting with me today. And yeah, just go ahead and put in the chat where you're from. And then we're going to get started. After, we're going to wait for a few more people. Usually like to start, give people 3 or 4 minutes to come in. And then we're going to be talking about book launch strategy, how to release your book and with great results, and some good marketing strategies as well.
Okay.
And then if you guys want to mute yourselves, and then we'll do the questions at the end of the presentation. We'll do Q&A, and Lily will unmute you when you're ready to ask your question. Pearl,
Okay.
Missouri, is that right? MS is Missouri? Yeah, Mississippi. Okay.
I'm sorry, my lips are moving. Mississippi.
You're good. All right, welcome.
Okay, I think that's everyone in the waiting room. Let's go ahead and get started, and I'll let people in as they come. Like Jen said, my name's Lily. I'm going to be running tech. So if you have any questions throughout, you can put them in the chat, and I'll bring them up at the end. We'll have a little Q&A, and Jen's going to lead us today.
Great. Well, I hope you have your notebook so you can take some notes. And yeah, we'll have the questions at the end. So I'll go ahead and just share my screen and start talking about how we're going to launch our book and how to have the best marketing for your book. And Lily, if you want to change it to speaker view, and then I'll go ahead and share my screen. Can everyone see this?
Yeah, you're good.
Great. And I'll take a drink of water here. But yeah, so today we're talking about how to launch your book, and specifically on Amazon, but also specifically on how to market it, how to launch it so that it's a success right out the gate. So what we want to do is talk about your goals, whether you're a first-time author or you already have a book on Amazon and you want to hit bestseller. We're going to be talking about that today. So the first thing is to build anticipation. So I don't know if you have already written your book or if you already have your book on Amazon, but if you don't tell anyone about your book, no one's going to know. So that's the first thing to do, is start telling people. So you want to have a plan, but you also want to create buzz. And so whether you're on social media like Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or wherever you have your audience, that's where you want to be promoting it. And if you don't have an audience yet, then it's time to start getting an audience. So you might want to start by having an email marketing campaign or some type of landing page where you can start getting people's emails. Or you can start by just creating an author page on Facebook or on Instagram and just start telling people what you're doing. People want to hear, hey, I'm writing a book. Here's my book cover. Maybe do a book cover contest or a poll. There's so many ways you can start letting people know that you are an author and that you're writing a book and that you want them to join your book launch team, right? So you want to build that anticipation and just let them know what you're doing. A lot of authors are a little nervous about promoting on social media because they're like, well, I don't know for sure if people are going to like it or if they're going to, and want to follow me, because you just have that imposter syndrome. I'm sure you guys have heard of that before, but you just kind of have to get yourself off the soapbox and just put yourself out there on social media, be authentic and real, and just let people know what you're doing and get excited about it, and they will too. And that's what we do, is we build anticipation in the beginning. And then you want to make sure you have the right support system, the right people on your team. So that's where you start, reaching out to influencers, book bloggers, any potential partners that will help you. Anyone who's going to help you with your message and getting your book out. So that's where you start to maybe look around and search on Instagram for book bloggers. You can just search book bloggers, or you can also search hashtag Bookstagram, which you'll find a ton of authors and what they're doing. And you'll also find some book bloggers and different people that can help you. And of course, industry influencers. I know on YouTube, there's a ton, depending on your genre, there's a lot of people who do book reviews on YouTube. And so you can search book reviews on YouTube and try and find someone in your genre. And once you have your book before it goes out, when you're doing your advanced reader copies, or if your book's already on Amazon, you can just print a copy and ask that YouTuber if they would like to review your book, because that puts a lot of people in front of your book, especially because they usually have a lot of followers. So there's a bunch of ideas for pre-launch. That's what I would do for your pre-launch strategy. And then, of course, this is some more of the same team. So we want to create a team. We call it our wedding list, and then we have a big list. But you want to have a small list of people, your family and friends and people who you know will support you, in that core group of passionate people who are going to spread the word about your book. They're going to read your book. They're going to actually buy it on the day of the launch, download it, read it, and then leave a review and promote it. So those are your book ambassadors. Those are the people who are really going to help you, and they're committed to do it to help you. And then, of course, you have your social media people who are really good on social media, have an online presence, and they also have lots of followers. They can be promoting it as well and collaborating with you. And then, of course, there's collaborators, bloggers, like we talked about before. So having your launch team in place is really important before your book launches. And we always recommend, 100 to 250 people on your book launch team. And that includes not just them following you on Instagram or having that many people on your Instagram followers, or on your Facebook followers, but you want to actually have their names and emails. So if you have their name, their first name, their last name, and their email, and if you can, their phone number too, then it's really easy on book launch day to be emailing them, texting them, letting them know it's your book launch. And then if they're committed already to buy your book, read your book, and leave a review, then you're going to have a successful book launch. So that's what we suggest for sure. Let me go back to that page on the launch team. The other thing about the launch team, like we talked about for a second, was that book landing page. So if you don't know what that is, basically you want to have a website. You can have it be yourname.com or authoryourname.com, or you could have it be your book name. So if you're only going to write one book, you could just have it be thebookname.com. We have an author who has a great fiction book called Jesus to Jesus, and they have a website just called jesustojesus.com. And then the whole website is dedicated to that book. But before your book is launching, you can have a landing page, which basically has a place for people to put in their name and email. And then if they put their name and email in that prompt, then they get something in return. So you can think about what you would want to give them in return and to get people to sign up for your book launch team. Some people will just do a signed copy. Some people will do like an exclusive Zoom meeting, an exclusive meeting where they can come and ask questions. Other people will do like a white paper. If it's an informational book, nonfiction book, then they'll do some kind of, one-page PDF that gives them like the top 10 tips of whatever their book is about. So there's lots of different giveaways you can do to get people to sign up on your launch team, but you want to do that, at least a month in advance, sometimes even 90 days or even 6 months in advance if you can, just to start getting people on that, signing up for that. So you have those emails when it comes time for launch. Another thing to be thinking about is your Amazon author page. And I don't know if you already have a book, you want to claim this, but if you don't have a book yet, then you definitely want to claim this. You can't have an author page until you have a book on Amazon. So your ebook has to be live, or your paperback or hardcover has to be live in order to claim your Amazon author page. So then when you have that, then you want to have a compelling bio. You want to make sure that it highlights your expertise, draws your readers in, and then of course your professional headshot. And you want to have consistent branding. So what I like to do is have similar or the same photo on your author page as you do on your Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. It's just nice to have it consistent all the way across the board. So let me share my screen here. Oh, wrong screen. I had it open. Let's see if I can get it. So many tabs. I had it open here of my author page. So let me just share this. Okay. Let me find it here. There it is. Okay. So, well, this is Reggie Gray's. Well, we'll show you Reggie Gray's author page. So this is his Amazon author page, and this is the back end of Amazon Author Central. What's really cool is they give you a URL that's a vanity URL. So if I type in amazon.com/author/Reggie Gray, it automatically goes to his page, which is really awesome. And then of course you can read his full bio. So it has the full bio there. And then you can also click on all the books and see what his books are. So here's his book here. If you have more than one book, they'll show up here. And then of course the headshot, and one that you use on most of your platforms is really good to have. Amazon used to allow you to put a URL in your bio, but now they don't allow that. So if you wanted to put your website or your links down here, you just have to leave off the .com, and Amazon will allow you to do that. So it's kind of a workaround. So you could put your website here and just leave the .com off, or put a space in between or something like that. But this is really important to have an Amazon author page. All right, let's go on to the next slide. But what that does is it really helps with SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization. And what that means is like Google or Bing or Microsoft, whatever you're using to search, DuckDuckGo, all of the different ones, Safari, whatever you're using to search, you want to come up first when people are searching you or your genre of your book or the name of your book. And having an Amazon author page, Google likes Amazon, so they're going to put Amazon first. So having that page really shows up on the first page of Google search. So it really brands you and helps you to get noticed. So that's why you want that author page. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit of social media. So I know that some of you don't like social media. I know some of you aren't on it. Some of you are on it, but all you do is repost memes or share stories. But what you want to do is have an author page that's branded to you as an author, and have that on Facebook and Instagram. And then if you choose to, you could have a TikTok and a YouTube as well. And what that's going to do is, of course, Facebook and Instagram, you can do posts. So pictures of your book, pictures of you writing, pictures of you doing things to show people what you're doing as an author. But then you can also do reels or short videos. And those short videos you can put on all 3 platforms. So when you make one short video, you can put it on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. So you can make one video and put it on 3 different platforms, which is really awesome. It actually goes to Facebook too. But I recommend uploading it to Instagram and it just connecting your Facebook and Instagram together, and then it just goes automatically. And then of course, TikTok and YouTube. So having it yourself on all these platforms really helps, because if you're creating one piece of content, then it's nice just to put it on all 4 platforms, right? Instagram has its own hashtag for books, so Bookstagram, we talked about that before. And TikTok has its own, which is, now I just lost my train of thought. What's the hashtag for TikTok books? I forgot. Lily, do you remember? It's book talk. There we go. Came back to me. Hashtag book talk. So if you do hashtag book talk on when you're on TikTok, you'll find a bunch of people that have posted about their book, or influencers, again, who are reviewing books and talking about books. So you could create some kind of buzz with them, or book clubs. Book clubs are really great to be, having people. We just had an author that got approved. She applied to do a book club through Goodreads. Goodreads is another book social media kind of place where people can talk about what books they're reading. And they have book clubs, and you can enter your book to be a winner. And if your book is chosen, then you have to send books to 5 different book clubs. But now those 5 different book clubs who won this contest on Goodreads will read your book. And we just had an author, Kristen Abello, that just won that. So she's really excited. She's going to be sending her books out. And it does cost you the price of your book. You got to send, 50 books or something. There's usually around 10 or 11 people in each group. But it's really exciting because now she knows those readers are going to read her book and most likely leave her a review. So it's pretty exciting. So leverage social media. And if you don't like doing social media, or if you don't want to, if you don't want to do it yourself, there's always people who can help you. There's social media specialists, social media strategists, brand strategists. Here at Elite Online Publishing, we do social media posting for our authors because a lot of times you're just busy, or we do content creation and then you can post it yourself. So there's lots of ways you can utilize social media. All right, let's talk about call to action. So we talked a little bit about the landing page before your book launch, where you can gather their name and email, and your call to action would be put your name and email in order to get this thing, whether it's a free Zoom meeting with you, a signed copy of your book, or a white paper or something like that. But what about after you hit bestseller? So after you hit bestseller, you still have to promote your book. I know it's kind of, people are like, oh, I wrote my book and now I'm done. No, now we market the book. And then after you market the book, then you market it more. One of our authors was saying, well, I already did one book signing party last year, so I kind of, I guess I just need to do a new book. And I said, well, I don't think your book has anything in it that is like time sensitive, so you could just do another book signing party. And she was like, I can? Oh, I didn't realize I could do 2. Like, you could do one every year. I actually there's a quilt shop here, and they do 2 book signings every single year, the same author, the same book. And I think that book came out 7 years ago. So it's a book about quilting, and they just do it twice a year. Same lady, because they get different people that come into the store, and they get different people that are excited and find her book, right? So she does a book signing, and they have a sale of their fabrics and all that. So there's lots of ways to do book signings and all that kind of stuff. So you always want to be marketing. So let's talk about calls to action. So calls to action is basically what you're going to have them do, and it can change. It doesn't have to stay the same. So, whether it's, so if you're going on, say you're going on TikTok and you're talking about your book, then you have to have a call to action, right? So your call to action could be to just go buy your book, or it could be to leave you a review, or it could be go to my landing page and sign up for my newsletter, or sign up for my free thing that you're giving away. So remember that you can always change your call to action. You don't have to have the same one depending on what you're doing and what you're promoting. But you want to keep that momentum going, and so it surrounds your book. Some people I've seen on TikTok will just come on and read a page of their book or half a page of their book and then talk about it. So there's lots of different ways you can create content and get people excited. And then, of course, after you have done these things, you want to monitor results, get feedback, make adjustments, decide what's working, what's not working for your book to have success. And then let's talk about your book's potential. So we talked about having the marketing strategy before the book comes out. And then when your book comes out, you have all of your launch team go and buy your book. And then you just want to make sure it stands out and that you have maximum visibility. So to do that, you just want to keep promoting it and keep posting multiple times. I suggest 3 to 5 times a week you post on social media. After your book is out, you want to just keep letting people know about it, right? Yeah, so that's pretty much this slide. And then of course you want to have your goals written out. I find that if I write my goals down of what I want, then I usually achieve them. If I don't write them down, then I forget what my goal was. So you want to write it down. All right, so we can open up for Q&A right now. And just know that if you want help with your bestseller launch, or if you want help with publishing your book, or if you want help with just marketing your book, we're here to help you. Melanie and I have been doing this for over 9 years. And we started out with a book writing retreat on the beach, and now it's turned into a publishing company. So this year marks our 9th year in business. So we're really excited about that. And we do have an online do-it-yourself course, thebestsellersolutions.com, if you want to do it yourself. Or you can get guidance from us. Our email's there, info@eliteonlinepublishing.com. And then we also have a personal marketing roadmap that we do for all of our authors in our platinum package. And today I thought we would just offer that individually. So it's a 1-hour book marketing roadmap that Melanie and I would dive deep in for 1 hour into marketing your book. And you get that recording and that, and it's a full PDF that you get as well. If you'd like that, you can reach out to Melanie at her email there at melanie@eliteonlinepublishing.com. So let's go ahead with Q&A. Let's open that up, and Lily can take you off mute, and we can answer any of your questions about marketing your book.
We did get a question that you answered a little bit, but kind of like, when do I start marketing my book?
Yeah, so I would say the latest 30 days before your book releases on Amazon. The earliest 3 months to 6 months before your book is released. So you really almost start with, what day do you want your book to be released on Amazon? So you come up with that launch day, like I'm going to say July 15th, and then you work backwards from there. So you'd want to start promoting now, June 15th at least, or sooner.
Yeah, and Jen and I have said too in the past, it's even when you start writing your book, it's a great way for accountability. So if you're like, hey, I've decided I'm going to write a book, when we do our VIP book creation day, we even take pictures and tell people, announce that you've worked on your book, because then you're like, all right, I told everybody, I guess I better start writing it. So every part of the process, you're getting people engaged. Even if you're struggling, man, I had a hard time. I should have worked on my book today and I didn't. Let people know that they're feeling they're taking the journey with you. So when she says it's never too soon, literally, even when you're thinking about it, you need to start posting about it and take them with the journey. The guy who started ClickFunnels, Russell Brunson, he had a post. He's like, okay, day 6 of writing my book. Here's what I'm going to work today. So, and it was only like, I don't know, maybe a minute long. The post was not even that. Maybe it was 30 seconds that he talked about what he accomplished on day 6 of writing his book. And you can even say, day 6, I was bad today. I procrastinated. I didn't work on my book. Give me some encouragement. So it's never too soon to start promoting your book, for sure.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, just be authentic and real. That's what people want. That's what they want to see. Any other questions?
Yeah, feel free to just unmute yourself. Take advantage of our time here. Oh, it looks like Sabrina, do you have a question?
Well, question, comments. I am new to all of this. So this is my debut. And I'm listening to you guys, and I feel like I'm so far like behind where I should be. So I'm trying to figure this out as I go. I have my book cover. I have my book in the formatting stage right now.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was planning to actually publish on Amazon. And I don't know, in my mind, I guess I was thinking that the whole launch was the marketing. I mean, that all was one thing. And now I'm listening to you, and it sounds like it's kind of like not really one thing, it's like multiple things. And so I've been aiming for June the 15th. I'm like, I really would
Mm-hmm.
like to see a book and have a book in my hand by June the 15th. But I don't have like I didn't do like a pre-launch. I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking I had to launch it and then get out there and market it so that I could sell it.
Yeah.
So
Well, so
it's kind
it's one step at a time, right? So I would say it's one step at a time. So if you want your book to be out on June 15th, that's okay. But maybe you set a launch day of like on sale day of July 15th. So then you have like a month or even 2 weeks out, right? So you could do something like that, but just know that you can do one thing at a time. You don't have to do all the things that I just talked about. But in order to have a successful book launch, you do want to have people know about your book. So whether you just choose one platform like Instagram, you don't need to have all four that I showed, but just one platform and just start talking to people about that. And if it's in the formatting stage now, you probably will get a print proof first before you push publish on Amazon. And so that will give you time when that comes, you can have an unboxing video, you can hold up your book. Hey, I got my print proof. I'm so excited to go through it. It's going to be coming out soon, and I'll let you guys know when the link's out. Stuff like that is going to start creating that buzz that I was talking about.
So I don't actually have to have the book in hand. I'm scheduled to go to an event at the end of the month to speak. So I am I understanding I don't necessarily need the book in hand at that event,
Well,
just
it
to
would it would be best if you have the book released before your event, because then when if you're speaking on stage, then you can tell everyone my book's for sale today. I have it on sale just for you guys for 99 cents. It's normally 9.99 for the ebook or whatever price you're going to set it. But you can go right now and then you have your slide in the background with the QR code or the URL that goes straight to your book,
Mhm.
and then they can go buy it for 99 cents. So we actually have seen a lot of strategies where people will do it in a crowd like that or at a speaking event, where if you can't have physical books there, you can just do the ebook. But we've seen more people will give away their paperback book if the people buy the ebook.
okay.
So, and you can decide the pricing on that. But I would say, you would want to launch your book, at least have it released, but you could choose a launch day to have your book on sale, like the day you're speaking. And then that's the day everyone goes and buys your book. Because how Amazon works is in a 24 to 48-hour period, you want to have the most people buy your book in one time for you to reach that bestseller list. And when you
Okay.
reach that bestseller list, then you can take screenshots and show that you are a bestseller on Amazon.
Okay. So within a 24 to 48. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
And they
Sabrina,
say
one
it's every hour, but it's really more like 24 hours because Amazon's not quite refreshes how it should. But they like to show who's selling the most books in each category. They
yeah.
like to do it real time, but I would say it's like 3 hours to 24 hours that it's showing who's selling the most books in that category. So
Okay.
if you can get 100 to 200 books sold in a day, you usually hit that number one.
So Sabrina, another thing that's really important that we do for our clients is making sure you're in the right categories. We do a real extensive category search. So you're in the right categories and you have the right keywords. So that's why it's important to have someone behind you or knowing that you know what to search for the right categories and keywords that help you propel the book sales and that people can find you during that time.
Okay.
Yep. And whether we help you do it or our online DIY training course that tells you how to choose the categories too.
Okay.
We have
Mhm.
another question that kind of leads into that.
Okay.
Takesha is asking a little bit about like, so she has her own publishing company and like how to launch or distribute. Um, if we have any recommendations for printing services outside of Amazon, like how to distribute things other than just on Amazon. And if you need to clarify any of that, Kanisha, feel free to come on in.
Yeah, feel free to jump in. Yeah, so how we help people to self-publish as well. And how we do it is we publish the book on Amazon so that people on Amazon can get it. But we also publish the book on Ingram Spark. And Ingram Spark is a self-publishing platform that will distribute your book everywhere books are sold. So Amazon has a check mark when you're publishing your book. You can check that will allow distribution. So I don't check that because we don't want Amazon to distribute it, because we like Ingram Spark and they just go to more places. So then your book is on, Kobo, Walmart, Barnes and Noble, everywhere books are sold. So that's what we like to do. We like the print on demand. There is, of course, local printers. We've used, I think it's called Ninja Books or Ninja Printing, and we've also used 48-hour books for printing, and they're really good. But print on demand, that's if you want like 1,000 or more. Because if you just want under 1,000, ordering it on your Amazon, as your author copies on Amazon is cheaper, and also ordering it through Ingram Spark on their author copies as well is cheaper. So that's how we do it. A few of our authors will have big events where they'll need 1,000 books or 1,500 books or 2,000 books, and then you can go get a custom printing done or have it be embossed or have it be something special from China, or even 48-hour books is local here. I think they're in Ohio, or somewhere around there, somewhere in the middle. And then and also Print Ninja is the other one. Print Ninja is what it's called. But both of them are good if you want like a run of 1,000. But we always recommend people to not buy that many books unless you have a purpose for them, unless you have, you're going to put a lot of investment in those copies. So if you have an event that you're going to, then yes, do that. If you already have people that have ordered them, then do that. But that's why we love print on demand so much, why we love self-publishing now. It's so different than traditional publishing because you can just order how many books you need. Like I'm going to do a small event. There's going to be 200 people there. I'm going to order 150 books, so I don't have quite enough. And then they can go to Amazon and get more. Make it a little bit, take it away from them a little bit, right?
Yes, thank you for that information. Yeah, I'm in the stage of where I am strategizing my pre-launch activities. And
Mhm.
for the advanced reader copies, I was thinking of having those printed because I wanted to put them as a part of a marketing kit. And so I
Mhm.
wanted to have um, you know, printing, I wanted to have it more spot, I think it's spot UV printing for embossed look. And
Yeah.
so, I was thinking, I don't think I can get that through like an Amazon or
Or
other
Ingram Spark.
platform.
No.
Yeah.
Ingram Spark, you can do the advanced reader copies. You just don't publish it to the world. You just publish it for yourself.
Okay.
And there's a way that you can do that in Ingram Spark, but it's just going to look the same as Amazon. So they're just print on demand. They're nice looking books, but they're not going to have the embossing or anything. So like here's one of
Okay.
ours, and I mean it looks
Okay.
great, and this is a matte finish. Um,
Yes.
And then, of course, they have a glossy finish. This one is our strategic writing system. It comes with our book writing fast pass. So
Okay.
and this one's a glossy finish. But if you want it special embossed, your local printers can do that. Like, I forgot the name of there's a local printer here that is everywhere. I can't remember the name of it right now, but some
No
of them will have print books, like they'll print books and do custom. But 48-hour books they also do custom like embossing and stuff. It just costs more. So you just got to charge more when you sell your book.
Okay. Now, just one last follow-up, and then you can move on. As far as with Elite, so you guys as a service provide marketing, communications services. So, for example, if I just wanted to have someone to help me with, the social media post and any other type of recommended marketing, I would be able to partner with you guys, even though I doing everything under my own publication company. Would I
Correct.
be able to then set up, like, say, a partnership where you would handle that particular attribute of my launch, and then it would be, I don't know if it would be like a royalty or how, or just a fee, or what would that look like?
Yeah, we have monthly fees for our social media marketing campaigns. So depending
Okay.
on what you need, we have different packages. Like we have a content marketing package that kind of puts you on the map for online, or we have a social media package that is posting for you for 6 months or 12 months.
Okay.
And then we have our book marketing. It's actually just a book launch marketing campaign, which
Mhm.
helps you to get #1 on Amazon. So all
Okay.
of those can be done. And we do help people self-publish too. So you always keep your same rights and royalties if we're publishing for you, or if you've already published and then come to us and we just do the bestseller campaign, we're just promoting you while you're doing the publishing, if that makes sense.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And then that also helps with, because we have a bunch of followers on all of those platforms. So
Right.
we're teaching you and training you to do it for yourself, but then we're also promoting it on book launch day to all of our people.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.
Awesome. We had one other question, but it looks like he had to drop off. But Gary was just talking about like how you work with influencers. Do you send them a free copy? And kind of just saying that he's had a bad experience with his publisher so far. But
Mm. Yeah, so yes, so let's talk about the influencers first. So the best way to reach out to an influencer is to send them a direct message. They call it a DM now, I guess. You send them a direct message. You can do that on Instagram messages or on TikTok messages. Um, a lot of sometimes if they're really a big influencer, you might get buried in their messages, so they might not respond to you. So you just reach out to as many people as you can and hope that you get a good person, right? On YouTube, there's also a message option on YouTube. So you just log into your Gmail, go on YouTube, and you can message people there as well. So there's a message feature on each of those that you could reach out to them. And then, of course, there are those who will say, yes, I just need to read your book first. And then that's when you'd send them a copy. And then if your book's already on Amazon, and if you already have Prime, it's really easy because you can just buy that copy retail, send it to them, Prime shipping, and then they get it 2 days later, right? So that's really nice. Um, but if it's not on Amazon yet, then you would have to print that, have it come to you, and then package it up and send it to them. So there's different ways to ship it, but that's why we love Amazon Print on Demand so much, is because it's so easy to print and send. I mean, or if you wanted to not spend as much money for the retail book, you could buy it author copy, but it just takes longer to get to them. It takes 5 to 10 days to ship to them. And then they would get the one author copy and you'd buy it through the back end of your Amazon account, your Kindle Direct Publishing account. But yeah,
And
so
you,
there's lots of ways to send people a book, but that's how I would do it for the influencer. And
you can
then,
also send them a digital copy. So you could DM them a
sure.
link to a digital copy. So either a PDF copy, or we do what's called a flip book, that authors use all the time, that people can opt in. You can use it for an opt-in where people have to put their name and email address and phone number to get a copy of the digital book. And it's pretty cool because it looks like a little mini book, and it even makes noises when the page turns, it goes and it goes over. Or another way is you can buy gifts on Amazon. So you can buy your Kindle book as a gift and then send those links to people you want to have. And when they open it, it counts as a purchase of the book. And you could even lower the price. We've done where authors have, lowered the ebook to 99 cents and then bought 100 of them. So they have 100 links that they can give to people as gifts, and they count as sales whenever they open the link. So just, other ways. It can be physical, but you can also, because sometimes you might not get the influencer's address. So you have another way that you can send it digitally.
Yeah, I like the gift option. It can't be on pre-order though. It has to be already live on Amazon. But yeah, I love that one a lot. I think that one's really good. I'll show you it. I'm going to share my screen and show you what the flipping book looks like because that's pretty fun. Um,
And we offer that. We do that for authors if anyone needs a flip book.
yeah, I guess I have to put in my, okay.
then if there are any other questions, we have a couple more minutes. And I also put in the email address once more here for Melanie if you wanted to meet with us to do the roadmap marketing, or if you have any other questions, we'll send a little follow-up too so we can stay connected.
And here's an example of that flip book which is pretty fun. So they can just go ahead and read it right here, which is really cool. So yeah, I love the flipbook option. And I had to put my name and email in before this came up. So then you know who's actually claimed it and who hasn't.
And you can get that on, you can see the flipbook on any device, which is cool too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I would say one last question that we get all the time, in case nobody else has a question, is how many books do I have to sell to reach bestseller? And it really just depends on the categories that you pick. We had an author I talked with yesterday, and the categories, she's working with Simon and Schuster, but we're going to work with her to make her a bestseller, that they pick categories that she needed thousands of books in one day to sell. She was up against Whoopi Goldberg. So that makes it really hard. So it's picking categories that are appropriate for your book, but maybe have a lower level. You need to have some that are really great categories like that, but also have categories that maybe aren't as hard to achieve your goal as bestseller.
Yeah, I always make the joke though, we're not going to put your book in basket weaving.
Right.
Even though it might, and it probably isn't about that. I don't even think there's a category for that. I should look it up. But we always talk about that. You want to put appropriate categories for your book, but not as much competition, like you have to sell 2,000 books in order to get above Whoopi Goldberg, right?
Yep.
So
the other question we get, do you work with everybody? And the answer is no, we don't work with everybody. We like books that are inspirational, motivational, and educational, either one or all three of those things, that it has a message to make the world a better place, because we feel like that's part of our mission. And we like people we want to hang out with. So if you're a pessimist and a sourpuss, don't contact me. Okay. But if you're, an optimist and you're a positive person, and you like to have a good time while you're doing things, because we like to make the process fun, then contact us. So I would say that's my last input on this.
yeah, I like that. That's great. Well, let us know if you have any other questions. You can always email us, comment on the YouTube. We stream this live on YouTube if you want to go back and watch it. Just look up Elite Online Publishing on YouTube and you'll find our account. Awesome. Well, you guys have a wonderful day, and go follow us on social media so we can see you too. Did you have another question, Sabrina?
Well, yes, I did. I was going to ask, were you going to, or did I miss your contact information in the chat? I guess I was engrossed in the conversation.
Sure. In the chat, you can email Melanie at eliteonlinepublishing.com or info@eliteonlinepublishing. Yep.
And there's at our website at eliteonlinepublishing.com, there's an author submission form. That's probably the number one way, is go to the submission form and put all your contact information and what you're looking for to help you with your book.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Keep writing, everybody.
Yep. Good luck with your marketing and promotions. Talk to you soon.